An eventful start to the Tuesday morning. Here's a quick market update for you guys. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and believe it or not, markets are actually in the green, nearly 1%. You might be asking the question, well, what exactly changed? Yesterday, we were selling off because of Trump's tariffs and the potential tensions between Iran and the US. Well, those issues are still present, but markets are pumping. Again, feel free to buy into this rally if you think that markets are going to just naturally recover. But I want to remind you, there are many times that markets push up in an irrational way just to give it back, especially if sentiment and news has not changed. I also do want to remind you that tomorrow, Nvidia is set to report earnings after the markets close. And again, you guys let me know down in the comment section if you would like me to host that free live stream here on YouTube. With that being said, I wanted to talk about specific updates. This morning, AMD is now up 11.27% in the pre-market trading session after a $100 billion AI chip deal was reached with Meta. The deal significantly strengthens AMD's position in the AI chip race against NVIDIA. So if we look at AMD and the way that it moved during today's pre-market session, it saw an initial gap up to highs of $227 per share from lows of $196. Very impressive. And again, my daughter is invested in AMD, and I think that this is great, but would this be the main reason that I would buy AMD long term? Of course not. It's a positive catalyst. Normally, these catalysts tend to be short-lived, especially when it comes down to overall market sentiment. There's a lot of fear in the market right now. So yeah, it's pumping up today, but as you can see, people are already beginning to take profits because they're still choosing to de-risk, or maybe it's the buy the rumors, sell the news. As of right now, AMD is still up 7.78%, and it can continue to uptick, especially if overall market direction and conditions support it. But remember, if NASDAQ begins to curl on over and go back into the red, then that means that AMD will most likely be forced to also sell off, as investors will begin to take profits. Just something to keep in mind. Again, a beautiful overbought reversal is forming. Again, yesterday the concerns were tariffs, and it looks like the tariffs are still a present issue. Feel free to look this up yourself. China says that if the US imposes tariffs on Chinese goods, it will impose a 500% tariff on US goods. Again, the tensions between China and the US continue, and this is not a good look. Remember, the markets do not like uncertainty, and when tariffs are threatened, they inject fear and uncertainty into the market. That is why when markets drop, it's not that, they're all scared of nothing. It's tariffs bring uncertainty, and when tariffs are announced or threatened, markets drop. Again, something to pay attention to. One of my favorite updates this morning is what happened with MSTR. Obviously, as Bitcoin's price continues to fall, as you guys can see, lower highs, lower lows, we're testing a major resistance range. We'll see if it gets rejected like it did last time for another leg down, or if it actually breaks above the EMA line on the 30-minute time frame and begins to actually uptick. I don't trade Bitcoin. I don't believe in Bitcoin, but I do trade MSTR. I short it, meaning that if Bitcoin does get rejected, normally what I do is I then short MSTR, an overbought reversal, because as Bitcoin begins to drop, so does MSTR. The beautiful thing about this is that as of right now, Saylor's position, because Michael Saylor took his failing software business of MicroStrategy, he began to issue debts, diluting investors, borrowing against that debt at 0% interest, and then bought Bitcoin. At one point, he was up billions, but remember, what he was doing is nothing special. Any CEO of a publicly traded company can do the same. He began to change the narrative of his business from a software business that was failing since the dot-com bubble to now a Bitcoin treasury. It likes to view itself as a proxy or an extension of Bitcoin. Guess what? I'm not a believer in Bitcoin. I don't believe it's the future. But if I'm going to invest in Bitcoin, I'm going to buy Bitcoin itself. I would never buy a company that dilutes me so they can buy Bitcoin. Literally just doesn't make sense. And Michael Saylor is now down over $9.1 billion on his holdings. And it has also, as of today, has become the #1 world's most shorted stock as investors flip sentiment amid his, at this point, $7 billion Bitcoin loss. On top of that, we are also seeing that there is an 80% probability that Bitcoin's price can drop below $55,000 per coin. Remember, the more that Bitcoin drops, the more that Michael Saylor loses in unrealized gains when it comes down to his Bitcoin holdings. His average price for Bitcoin is $76,000 per coin. So again, the idea of dollar cost averaging into a speculative asset, not an investment. It's not a business that generates revenue like when you invest in Microsoft or in Apple, right? If I buy Apple and I buy it all and I'm 100% owner of Apple, guess what? I'm 100% owner of a business that generates billions of dollars of net profit. I'm rich. I have a successful business. If I buy all of Bitcoin, what do I get to look at? Some pretty code on my computer? It's nothing, right? There's nothing special about it. At least, again, that's my take. But guess what? It looks like reality is beginning to sink in, and as more uncertainty injects itself into the market, it's always the speculative assets like Bitcoin that sells off the hardest. The more that Bitcoin sells off, the more that MSTR will sell off, and the more money we make shorting it. I want to remind you, shorting does come at a greater form of risk. We talk about these concepts in my LPP live trading session and with my LPP group. Again, I offer one service, and I've done this since 2018. We have members that joined us back in 2018 that still get to watch me trade live today. They got to watch me trade live this morning. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. You don't have to join, but if you learn best by watching other people do and you want access to these live sessions, if you're a complete beginner, we have a discount for you. It's the second link in the description down below. I do have over 5,000 free videos on YouTube that you're more than welcome to explore. But if you learn best with structure and you want to join our team in these live trading sessions, then this is the only service that I offer. Second link down below. Again, our focus has been very simple, is anytime that we see anything that's irrational or overvalued, we call it out. Beginners don't need to always be starting off being super aggressive when they're just getting started because they don't really understand how to mitigate risk. And that's our goal. So whenever you're ready, second link down below. I hope to see you for our live trading session tomorrow as NVIDIA reports earnings after the markets closes. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.